I've been employed as a features journalist, a columnist, creative director, and a couple of other things in there like high school stuff. Um, but I've always written poetry, and I've always written songs. Yes, as far back as I can remember, like 5 and 6 years old. No, I had one of those swing sets that it had the seats on the side, and then like a place where you put your feet. And I used to sit in on the part where you put your feet, and then the seat was my piano, and I wrote songs. I don't know, it was something stupid. I mean, like magnolia blossoms blooming in this town. It was something crazy, you know. But anyway, in this past year, when I've met someone new and they've asked me, what do I do? And I say, I'm a poet. And that's felt really good, actually. So that's what my life is now. I mean, it's all about poetry. It's about carving out time to write the poetry. It's about trying to do spoken word, and it's just about living life at that level, on that level. And it's my whole life now, but there are other parts too. So if you're wondering why we saw a spaghetti crockpot video today, I'd like to explain. It's just everybody has to cook, right? And I want to invite everyone into these other parts of my life, the same as the parts that you have in your life, in the cooking and having friends over, and you know, family birthdays and the holidays, and all these kinds of things, because it's my life is about poetry, but it's also about those kinds of things too. I am the mother of 3, and in addition to the aforementioned jobs that I've had, I also was a food columnist, and I mentioned I was a features journalist, and what I mainly wrote about was, you know, food related stuff. And I've even worked as a food consultant for probably most of the major food companies that you could name right now, Pillsbury, and most major food companies you could name. And the point is, like, I've done a lot of work with food. So the food consultant job, I mean, I was called a home economist. Also, I homeschooled my children for the majority of their education. So poetry is all I do right now. So if you think about all the food work that I've done, and you think about all the lifestyle work that I've done, because when I was a creative director, I was, you know, I acted as artistic director too of a lifestyle magazine, which obviously has a lot to do with food as well. But it's like I'm doing poetry now, but I still have all this other experience. So I'm inviting you into my world. I'm inviting you into my experience with food and with parties and homekeeping and, you know, children's parties. And so my page is going to be talking about poetry, and it's also going to be sharing my life with you. Because that's pretty much what I do now. I do poetry. Again, I want to welcome you into my world. And my 95-year-old grandmother lives with me, so she is quite a character. And that's a big part of my life now too.